Howdy fellas, Frankie Day here again. Okay guys, this is video number 2 for this Saturday. This video is a topic of what I found at a garage sale. I got this about 3 days ago, fellas, and I couldn't believe what I seen and what I bought, because I bought a kit. And this kit is out of the norm compared to what you'd find laying around somewhere, like a flea market or somewhere you can buy. This is something that's either it's on eBay or for the manufacturer itself. Well, before I introduce the kit to you fellas, let me tell you how I came about purchasing this. I got off work, and there's a sign out there in the corner of the street that I turned off on before I get to my house. And they had a big old huge colossal yard sale out there. And I'm like most of you fellows out there, I'm a model magnet. And if I find a model, I'll find it. And so my wife always likes things from flea markets. She likes a lot of knickknacks, so I like to do something sweet for my wife once in a while, like by surprise, you know, go in there and pull in inside the yard sale, see what's shaking, and if there's something that interests her, I'll buy it for her. And something interests for me, I'll buy it for myself. Well, I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I got something for my wife that she likes, and I got something for myself that I like, and I know you great fellas are going to like it too. Okay guys, before I show the kit, I'm going to make a breakdown of this thing here. I need this like I need a hole in the head, but it's always good to have more than one is much more agreed more than having just one of it, one itself. And so more the merrier, more or less. Okay, I went there and I looked around and I seen a box sticking out and I seen a ship at the end of it. I said, God darn, is that what I think it is? I walked over and here's a Bluejacket 1995 issue of their Liberty Ship. Now I've got a Liberty Ship. I've got a 1956 Bluejacket, which is Boucher and Lewis playthings. That's way before they merged into Bluejacket. This is Boucher and Lewis, Horace Boucher's kit. He was a naval architect and for the United States Navy throughout the turning of the 20th century. And he more or less said, what the hell, you know, these kits, these models are pretty profitable. If I can go ahead and take these and produce these and manufacture them, I can show the world the meaning of model shipbuilding and introduce them to another level of modeling. And that's how I all got started back in the early 1900s. So anyway, folks, getting back to this kit, when I seen it, the guy walked over to me and said, how you doing? And says, yeah, you want that? And says, darn right I do. Is this thing complete? And he says, yes, it is. I said, I was a fool for buying this. I said, well, how you mean? He says, I thought it was something you just put together. I thought, oh, no, sir. These things are, they don't go together like plastic or your balsa wood kits that you buy nowadays. I mean, simple ones, but these here is where their hands leave off, yours take over. This is a scratch-built kit. I said, yeah, that's what I found out. They give you a big old hull, bunch of plans. I don't understand nothing about those plans. There's a bunch of stuff. I lost $400. And I said, well, how much you want for this kit? I said, I'll tell you what, I'll take $100 for it. And I said, you got yourself a deal. So I gave the gentleman $100, and I got this. I'm going to come over and take a look at this, fellas, and discuss the kit. Here's my beautiful find at the yard sale. I want to tell you something, fellas. Take it from old Frankie Day. Never pass up a yard sale. You never know what you'll find. Okay, fellas, right here, as you can see, this is my Liberty Ship here. This is a 1995 reproduction of the kit itself. There it is as a tire. I get a little closer. I want to obscure the vision here. I mean the view of this, obscure it. So I get a little closer, I think. You can pretty much see how the ship is built. This is just a sample of the kit, what it looks like when it's finished. Now I've got my Liberty Ship as 1956 Boucher and Lewis kit. Now I've got that on the ways of the rigging, so I'm going to start bringing that kit out to finish up after I finish up my Arizona and the Alabama. I can jump on the Alabama, I have to get Arizona going, and still working my Liberty Ship. Okay, folks, right here is the contents. If I can bring this around so you guys will be able to see it more legibly. There it is right there, guys. It tells you the kit. Baker, Blue Jacket, scale. The contents of the kit itself, as you can see. It comes with photo etch railing sets too, folks, which is a good plus for this kit. Okay, we'll zoom out and we'll go through the breakdown of the kit itself in general. Okay, boys. Here's a long box that comes out. It's a good sized box. It's about 1 meter long. So it's a pretty strong constructional box. So Blue Jacket ship crafters are more or less like a mail order house. They more or less make kits there because they know darn well it's a kit that they can't put in the hobby shops all the time and stock their complete line without knowing the fact that their kits will sell or not. So mostly Blue Jackets more or less is a mail order house. Okay, folks. Now in this sack, in this baggie here, I made a parts list inspection, and we'll zoom in a little closer here, guys. Get a little closer here to the table here so you can see. I don't know. This little monitor on this camera is kind of hard for me to judge from the distance compared to when it's uploaded on television. Okay, guys, right here is a baggie of parts. Now I know these parts pretty much by heart, and pretty much I'm pretty familiarized with the kit in general because I built about 2 or 3 of these Blue Jacket kits, and I completed them all the way. So I got my third one I'm doing right now, and I'm getting her finished. And I want to try to prepare everything here, fellas. This is like an early Christmas for me. I can't believe that. I just can't believe that I got something like this so cheap. I saved myself $300. Okay, we'll zoom out a little bit more so we get a more. There you go. Okay, these baggies here, fellas, contains sundries, which are parts. It's here. You got your O2. You got your O2 level, and right here they give you a lot of pieces of wood here for scratch building and parts like that that go to the kit. And this looks like 1/16 or 3/32. You got 1/16. No, you got 3/32 and 1/8 inch doweling they give you. So I imagine these go for the boat booms. So like I say, but also I got some metal. I got some brass rod here too. As you can see, folks, all those brass rod right here. And the brass rod, these are all sundry parts I imagine go to the mast. And right here is the deck house. No, that's the stack. I think it was your hatch covers here. What I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to break this down right now, guys. And because I know this kit, I've built this thing plenty of times. I pretty much know where it's at. Okay, guys, this is the O1 level of the superstructure. That fits there. O2 level of your superstructure. There's O2 your superstructure right here. That fits right about there, boys. Here's the other one that fits top of here. And got your stack fits up there. You can tell it's all wood stock. These got to be cut per plans. This here square piece of, it looks like about 7/16 square stock. That's for your stack. That's got to be oval and rounded. Here's probably your hatch cover that fits up forward. Well, we'll do some assemblies right in front of your faces, fellas. That way you can be able to see how this kit's constructed. Now these parts here are your mast houses. There's more of your cargo. These are your hatch cover bases. After deck house. And we're going to assemble these up for your eyes. This is dry assembly, fellas. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a little something here. I'm kind of excited about doing this. Nothing instructional here. It's all nothing but just but break this thing down. Assembly wise. Okay, guys, now here's the hull. Here's the hull right here. All it is a block of wood, fellas. Now, this fellow who I bought this off of, when he's seen this thing, says, my God, where did I start at? So Blue Jackets, what they do, they just give you a hull, fellas. They give you a hull with lots of parts here, like I showed you. And you got to take all these parts. You got to follow the blueprints. You got to cut them per plans. You can't deviate from them. You got to cut them as per plans. And you get to learn how and know how to read plans, especially nautical terms and such. And of course, skills are good too, also, when you're tackling a model of this caliber. Okay, fellas, so what I'm going to do right here, the hull's right here, as you can see. Now, the superstructure assembly, like I just showed you a while ago, goes right about in here. Of course, these bulkheads right here are too thick. They got to be down at least 1/16. So you got to take a pencil and use your finger as a bearing and make a tick mark with a pencil. Then everything inside from that tick mark or that pencil you made has got to be cut out. It's got to be filed smooth, and it's got to be straight. And you got to take very great delicacy when cutting that around the stem, because you don't, you'll chip out the front end. So you got to, there's ways of tackling this. Most guys just go ahead and cut this whole thing off and make one out of wood. And you go ahead and make your scupper holes at the same time. But that's the fastest way, the best way to do it. So there's all kinds of ways to tackle this kit. Like I say, Blue Jackets, they give you a kit to work on. They give you a kit. When their hands leave off, yours takes over. So they give you all the parts. Now right here, here's your, I'm going to zoom in a little closer, fellas. You got to please excuse this, guys. I'm trying to make a nice video here for this thing and get a little excited. And my preparations ain't the best. So you got one hatch cover goes here. Another one goes here. You got a deck house fits there. You got another hatch cover fits here. One that fits here. Got another deck house fits there. You can see how it's forming together. And the after deck house fits back here. That right there, fellas, is the completion of the dry assembly of it. How it gives you guys an idea how it goes together. Okay, we'll take all these parts off, fellas. Now, like I say, this is a good kit. This is, like I say again, fellas, I can't stress anymore. The models like this, the caliber, it's not designed for the novice. The guy that's ever built a model in his life, such as the gentleman who I bought this from, I mean, you've got to know what you're dealing with. You know, it's these models were not designed for the novice at heart. So you can see how the hull is and how everything went together on it. So you got to have some skills and everything else to build something like this, fellas. It's not a very hard model to build. If you know what you're doing, you just got to follow those plans and take dimensions off using calipers or your dividers. And it goes together quite well, as you can see, fellas. It's all just playing around. Give you guys out there an idea how this thing looks. And my living ship's over there in the box over there. It's way too much of a far distance to grab, so I'll just go ahead and let it go for a while. that's about where it goes at, guys. Let's see here. Just dry fitting this, fellas, about as far as it goes right here, and there you go, and the rest of it goes together using the plans and the parts they give you on the kit. Now also this baggie consists of a photo witch rail set. Now it makes it a lot more easier, guys, because on my kit, on my Boucher Lewis one, earlier Blue Jacket kit, they give you brass stanchions. Right here, as you can see, here's the photo etch railings they give you right here on the kit. This is a whole new kit, guys. This thing has been revamped all over again from the old kit. This is pretty much what you're going to get, and they give you looks like monofilament, and I'm quite certain that it is. Inside this little package right here consists of monofilament wrapped around cardboard. And here's some more. Looks like 1/32 plywood. That probably goes on some parts. And these right here, these little square sections right here, in case you want to make an armed merchantman out of this, you got a gun tub foundation there and a gun tub foundation right here. And that's what it fits on this. And the instructions they gave you your instructions. And first of all, what I like is very much to give you the fitting out of a Liberty ship. And right here it tells you a lot of good details here you can copy off here. They're pretty authentic details, folks. Some of the rigging has been omitted for clarity, but you got a basic idea. This is your deck house right here. The deck house out forward simulates right there. You got a hatch cover in there, which is a compartment. You got a ventilation shaft that goes all the way down to the cargo area. And you got these winches are steam winches, incidentally, folks. They weren't electric. And on your topping list right here, as it goes down to your sheave block underneath your ball brakes that fits on your 20-ton booms, comes down here. That's found this winch right here. But on top of your winch, all the way from your lift stay, you got a chain that goes down here to a deck plate, which is called a stopper. That'll keep that boom from going down on you. And of course, the rigging they use is the traditional port and starboard. It's all forward stay, which is known as the Burton system, rigging system that they used. These Liberty ships were constructed in a wake, guys. Believe it or not, Kaiser Aluminum, when they made this kit, when they built this model, built the ship, it was part of the Emergency Fleet Corporation. And with Emergency Fleet Corporation, they more or less they knew that the U-boats were sinking a vast amount of numbers of and tonnage of merchant shipping that's coming from England and coming from the States. So the only way to do that, what they learned this from World War I, using the Theodore Ferris wooden cargo ships, 1918 steamers that they had. Of course, they were made out of wood, but they were tramp steamers that built them like Liberty ships. They built about 3 or 4 of those things a week. And so, same thing with Liberty ships. They're building, they have shipyards all over the place building these Liberty ships. And they're putting these things out by vast numbers. So virtually, fellas, they're building these things quicker than the U-boats can sink them. And that's probably the reason why the demise and the availability of the sink of the U-boat that more or less were losing their punch is because they're getting a lot of shipping in. And so the Liberty ship right here was a Grand Lady. She was all prefabbed in sections like this, all welded. But they had a lot of problems with the Liberty ship at first is because it was all prefabbed. A lot of them were breaking right in here during foul weather. A lot of them were breaking forward of the superstructure, and they busted. And they went down and sunk and took all the manifest and personnel went down with the ship because of the fallibility of the construction. So what they did, they built a brace all the way across